Hello, my scribes, it's Pika Lee, and I want to talk to you about loglines. You may have been a little confused about its importance, but trust me, you need one for every piece of writing you own, because simply put, it's going to become your elevator pitch for everything, from pitch meetings, competitions, and probably even to friends who ask you, what are you writing? I want to go over what we know they are, share an example of one, break it down for you, and give you 3 things you should know about them. 25 to 30 words, 1 to 2 sentences encapsulating the essence of your story. Protagonist gets involved in strange conflict, the plot that has them face off with antagonist to then get back to normal. That's what we know they are. Of course we know that normal is irrelevant because now life is forever changed, hence why we watch films. Character growth. I'm going to give you a sample logline so we can analyze it together for anyone who is still unsure why these loglines are so important. In Antlers, a small town Oregon teacher and her brother, the local sheriff, discover that a young student is harboring a dangerous secret with frightening consequences. I'm going to link the trailer down below so you can see how this translates onto the screen. Let's dig in. A small town teacher and her brother, who will most likely be her sidekick, or the driver of motivation for the teacher, as he's very close to the case, are the protagonists. The discovery of a young student that's keeping a secret, presumably her class student. In my opinion, he and this creature will be the thing that a different idea that conflicts with our protagonists, the teacher and the sheriff, causing them to change. It's also really easy to see the tone of the story, the horror and the thriller from the frightening consequences line. So you've now learned who the protagonist is, who the antagonist will be, the monster and or presumably the boy, their conflict, hiding such creature, and the genre. Creature feature, simply known as horror. Specific just sounds nicer. It feels more relatable hearing what we're gonna focus on in the movie. Okay, on to those things I said I'd tell you about with loglines. They're not a one and done. What I mean by this is that you may revise it just as much as you revise the script. So don't be discouraged if it doesn't play out the right way, right in the beginning, especially if you're a new writer. I think writers don't talk about this enough. We will always be revising, and that's just part of the job. Sentences that play such a huge part in getting it published or made is not exempt. Your story won't work if you can't put it into a logline. We hear this a lot, right? Loglines are not determiners of your story's success, though. Most instructors and professionals will tell you you don't have a story if you can't sum it up in 1 to 2 sentences. But this isn't true. Taking 120 pages and nailing them down into 1 to 2 sentences can and will be complex. There's probably still room for improvement, or you have competing plots in your story and haven't nailed down which one is the most important. So don't worry, writing takes time. Take the time to figure it out. You can absolutely reinvent the logline formula. While there's a quality to sticking to the rules to keeping your idea clear and concise, there's no harm in experimenting with a totally inventive logline. Maybe you'll leave out the antagonist and just hint at it. Sometimes we aren't writing an antagonist who is human, and we go to the man versus self way, or the man versus nature route, meaning the audience will interpret who this will be as they go. You can do quite a bit with a logline to entice intrigue into your story. Just don't muddle it or make it any kind of confusing. You still need to be as clear as possible first and creative second. Down below I've linked some great articles. You can also check out my other videos right here. I'll see you on the next one, scribes.